your topic up here, the fire activity, as I'm going to call it initiatory. Okay. But back to our routines. What's another one?
Peripheral vision?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
Our lives. Our lives.
So when you put them all together, it's the five senses meditation, and the owl eyes specifically is particularly effective and easy to get to. Good. Another one.
Journaling.
Yes. And specifically, there's good evidence for hand journaling on a piece of paper in terms of how we process information, because our hand can only move at a certain pace. We have to choose and process and integrate before it even gets onto the page, versus just lots of data. Okay, what else? Still one, I think one easy one, low hanging fruit. Routine.
Some type of habit?
It's definitely a habit. It's a habit we've been working on.
Digesting in the end of the day.
Yes. Excellent. We call it story of the day. Right? And, you know, what we heard several versions of this week from various stories. One was red, yellow, green. And so story of the day includes professional recap. It also has, you can do a personal recap, story of the day, right? You got to find out what's going on in the room. You can do the thermometer, right? You have a dashboard. You can do a practical one. You can do a story of the week with your stand-up. But basically, it's, you know, that reflection aspect of the cycle that we can hear ourselves speak and hear other people speak, and we can ask questions into that place. So there's two other ones that I'm not going to pull teeth on, but I'll drop them in here just because they're really critical. And one is the art of questioning. We've been doing this, but I don't know if I actually did a session on it. But it's been happening all the time. And the art of questioning has components to it like open-ended. The 3 levels of questions that we talked about. What's happening? What's this telling me? What is this teaching me? And there's other kinds of questions. You could say there are edge questions that you can ask other people. Something that's slightly beyond their awareness. You know, with your employees. You don't want to always give them information. If you have some room in their development in their job, you might want to say, where do you think you're going next with that problem? Oh, actually, we heard that from Mark. They come to me with, what are we going to do next? He says, you tell me, what are we going to do next? Right? Puts them kind of like, the question's better than the answer in that situation. He really uses that well. Art of questioning. Try to get into the habit. Sometimes there's a kind of question I call the big question. What are your big questions? And it's a little bit beyond practical, but they're driving questions. And sometimes they could be called sacred questions. They're unanswerable, and it's okay to ask unanswerable questions. I say, let them haunt you. The unanswerable question. And it's basically you're creating tension between where we are now and where we want to get to. You know, I have some sacred questions around how can I take a service-based, customizable, awareness-based human knowledge bank that I'm working with and bring it into all aspects of business culture so we can have a healthier and happier world. That's a driving question for me. And every day it sucks in information. And it engages people because they're like, well, she's like, I thought about that last night. You know, I think we should do a market segmentation about different accelerators that are nature-based.